Hi, we need to talk. There might be a little bit of a problem with epicseven. I don't really know how I feel about this, but as the week has changed, I've recently discovered that with the Hall of Trials changes, if you guys aren't already familiar with it, we have rewards based on your placement, and you get things like, again, 120 of these resources that you need. Oh, sorry, I was covering it. But you get 120 of these resources, the Hall of Trial tokens, essentially, alongside some gold, which is nice, but these are used specifically to unlock the Moonlight 5-star EEs, in particular, Arbiter Vildred and Briar Witch Iseria's. Now, to just run over it really quickly, Arbiter Vildred's stat line, or the stats that he gains, is 14% attack. Briar Witch Iseria's is 10 speed. Very impactful, by the way, 10 speed. Always impactful when it comes to an EE. Now, in terms of the effect for Arbiter Vildred, when he revives, he gains 30% attack and evasion, or 50% evasion to the caster for 3 turns, which is really good because most of the times you can't even apply Unbuffable or something to Arbiter Vildred when he dies because he's dying. But furthermore, Briar Witch's Iseria's change now makes her defense break chance comparable to that of Ran. Now, let's talk about this really quick because as you can see here, this is what the current Hall of Trials, outside of what we just described, is currently looking like. As you can see, depending on what grade level you receive, you gain upwards of 180 of the material. And if I'm not mistaken, this is roughly enough for 4 exclusive equipments. Now, normally I would say that 180, even if you want to say something like 150, which is reaching that 150 or double S range, is more so doable. However, as you can see, this is not reliant on your placement. This is reliant on your grade. So in other words, so long as you're able to kill the boss or complete the task and get 3 million points, 1 million of which, by the way, is achievable just for completing the activity. And so therefore, all you really need to get is 2 million points and hit S rank, technically speaking, and then clear to get the 150. But even if you were to say, hey, Connor, I only get 3, maybe 4 exchanges of this Hall of Trials token, it's not that good anyways. Well, compare that now to how many you would get with the current or new Hall of Trials change. Now, mind you, across like your entire server, if you're rank 1 to 3, you get 120. That means you have to beat Tristan Wolf. That means you have to beat any other whale. That means you can't sleep for even a minute. You have to be rank 1 to 3, and then, and only then, do you get 3 chances, as far as I can tell right now, 3 chances to get an exclusive equipment. Does that sound right to you guys? Because for me personally, that doesn't sound right at all. And while we're doing this, I'm going to open up my epicseven just to be sure I'm not tripping and I'm not, misassuming. It's not like you only need 2 of these, these tokens in order to trade in one of your exclusive equipments. But from what I understand, it should be 40. But take a look at the rewards as it scales down. If you're between rank 4 and 100, you get 2. Being top 100 for Hall of Trials is not easy either, by the way. That's the equivalent to, again, reaching like the legend equivalent. And if you've done something like be in a top 100 guild, be top 100 in arena, and God forbid top 100 in RTA, this activity is even more daunting. One moment while I double check and I take a look at it. I'm sorry, I'm like literally on my phone right now. Wow, and look at that, guys. I don't know if you can see that. That says 40. Now, mind you, there's no way to craft this resource at the start of the game, or at the start of, or like once we've gotten this initially, which is already a problem, but also it costs 40. So you can't craft it. You can get anywhere between 5 to 10 speed, or you can get 7 to 14 attack on Arbiter Vildred, and you're not even guaranteed like a max, like a max performance or a max roll of what your exclusive equipment is going to be. So, to be clear, based on what we know now and confirmed based on the in-game information, you have to at least be ranked, you have to at least be top 5%. And mind you, top 5% goes up and down, and your performance goes up and down based on how many people participate in this. And let's just be honest, no one is going to be like avoiding getting Briar Witch Iseria's EE because she's so good in so much content. So everyone's going to be competing to try and get top 5% minimum, but realistically, there's going to be a real like brawl to try and get top 100. Now, what this means is a couple of things. Number one, this Hall of Trials is flawed because the honest truth is that if you're someone that is doing your Hall of Trials, you just pull Arbiter Vildred and you just pull Briar Witch Iseria, regardless if you are a new or old player, it is going to feel absolutely terrible if you come back to the game, if you're currently playing the game, and you want to upgrade or buff your Briar Witch Iseria or your Arbiter Vildred, see if he's good enough, and all of a sudden, boom, you literally cannot perform, or you literally cannot get their EE or a proper performing EE, because number one, you're not in the top 100, and number two, because competing with the top people at the top of the ladder, or like the players at the top of the ladder, is something that is pretty much exclusive to being a whale, which is also why doing something, why having a system like this was what made Hall of Trials so accessible. Yes, some players may not be able to get 4.5 million, and getting triple S plus is something that you'd have to watch a Tristan Wolf video for, but everything else beneath this is fairly achievable so long as you had a guide and you were just competing against AI and a fictional or a set, target. For you to get something specifically tied to your placement against other players, when there are people that have spent upwards of thousands upon thousands of dollars and are surely going to use their full, they're going to flex their muscles and their wallet spending limits in order to get that rank 1 to 3, because they're going to want to get a better Briar Witch Iseria. All this is going on, and if you're someone that hasn't been playing or hasn't been keeping up with the game, you're not going to have an EE. That's just it. I apologize for rambling. I just am kind of baffled by the fact that they even added this to the game in this system, because honestly, I thought it would have been something like, okay, if you're rank 1 to 3, all right, maybe you get 10 million gold and you get 400 of this and you can kind of mess around. But I thought that the lower end would still be well, you get 5 or 6 attempts. You can, at minimum, at the very minimum, just for doing the activity, you at least get 1. Right? Maybe 2. And again, if we want to reference the Hall of Trials, even if you get a C, okay, a C ranking, or even a D ranking, you get 2 Hall of Trials or enough Hall of Trials materials to get 2 EEs. If you want to get the exact same performance for the Moonlight, you have to be the legend equivalent or top 100 equivalent in your server. Think about that. I'm going to think about it some more, but I apologize. I know this comes off a little bit more brash, but I don't know how this was kind of greenlit. I was kind of hoping that it would have been a bit more generous in terms of how much you received or how costly the Moonlight 5-star EE was going to be. And you may argue that, oh, well, Arbiter Vildred is not that impactful. Who cares? Briar Witch Iseria is great for Guild Wars. She's great for Arena, and I cannot believe that they locked it behind this. In any case, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Again, I apologize for rambling. I apologize for making this a bit more aggressive, but I don't know what to say. I didn't think this was coming. I didn't know they were going to do something like this, but they obviously just didn't spot check it. I don't know. Maybe they're busy with the E7 World Championship. Anyways, that's it. Thanks again for watching. Make sure to check out the rest of my videos on this channel, on my main channel, whichever you found. But yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, all that jazz. Goodbye. Smilegate, please change this. I don't know what's going on. Bye-bye.